Hello, hello. Good evening, good evening. Hey, Flea, how are you? I need to call you. I keep saying that, but I need to chat. Look, I feel like you need to chat. I don't know why. Oh, okay. For tonight's live, let me calm down. I've been running around for like 2 hours. For tonight's live, you guys, we're gonna be making something fun and spooky. And I forgot to send a message out to my peeps. Give me 1 second. Um, how is everyone this evening?
Are they gonna see me?
I don't think so.
I don't mind if they do. I was just curious.
Oh, you know what, babe? Why don't you sit right here? That way we can hear you.
Well, I'm gonna be there. I don't want to be in the way of your fan.
No, but if you sit like right there in front of the stove.
I don't want to sit in front of the stove. Then I'm in front of the fan and I get cold.
No, but you'll be past the fan.
I get so cheap.
You'll be past the fan. You will not feel the fan at all if you sit over there. But you'll be really closer to the mic so we can hear you. Hey, Rajani. Hey, guys. Thank you. I'm still trying to, Lord. Oh, Lord. I wanted to share. And we are in the kitchen again. I think I'm kind of getting used to the kitchen though.
I'm gonna tell you that backwards. I'll tell you that.
Don't do that.
I can tell you
Oh,
that.
yeah. Sit the soda in the frying pan.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works, babe. Uh,
You want chip?
I'm good, baby. Thank you. I'm trying to. We're sorry, you guys. I was on time, but not really. Was that thunder? It is like sunshiny outside and it's thundering. That's wild. Does that happen anywhere else? Or is that just like an Arizona thing? Okay, so my word on the street went out to remind people about our live tonight. And we're ready. I gotta remember to look at this camera though and not at the computer. But hey, Melissa. Okay, I'll let David get set up so he can say hi to everybody because I cannot see everybody. I'm sure I skipped some people. I'm sorry. Because I was looking down and then I looked back up. Look, I have so much stuff pulled out tonight and I really need to get started because I have a lot that I'm going to try to do tonight. You guys know how I get. I may be a little overboard tonight. We may have to do 2 Sundays to get this project done. However, I think it's going to be good. Let me get myself together here. Oh, and let me put the extra camera on. Hey, Miss Connie, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Okay. I'm ready when you are, babe. Oh, I was like, is somebody mocking me?
Sure, people can
I
hear.
was hearing myself. This book could probably use a wipe down before I get started, but it's probably not going to happen.
All right, you want me to say hello to everybody?
Yes, please and thank you.
All right, on Facebook we have Kim Reimers Lamar, Rajani Doyle, Chris Schmidt, Jenny Radel Long, Melissa Nadurek, and Rajani says yes, it is thunder. Deborah Campo, Chris Schmidt, Cindy Crowder. There you go. And close the door, bud. On YouTube, we have Felee Brown, Karen Nance, Shannon Turner, Catherine, Lakowski, So Glazer, Connie Berkram, Michelle Best.
Good evening, ladies. Thank you so much for joining.
Shannon says she met you at Lynn's camp.
Let me look at Shannon. Lynn, I know. I'm getting ready to go back to New York too. I'm bad. Not bad. It's good.
Tomorrow? What?
I know I am gonna go, not tomorrow, but soon. So I'm gonna let me put you guys on the right camera so you guys can see what we're gonna be doing. I'm excited about tonight's project because I love these. You guys remember back in the day when you had the file boxes, you know, and you would like file your paperwork inside. Let me get, look, I have stuff in here. It's not filed away, but it's in here. You would file stuff in here, right? And it was alphabetical, and you could just open it like a binder. Like, I still love the idea of a filing system like this one. So this is one that I made a few years ago using the dress form blocks. And you guys can see I decoupage the whole thing. And this one is smaller than the one we're going to use tonight. So the one we're going to use tonight is kind of like this one, only it's a lot fatter. This is the last of my file boxes that I have. I'm actually kind of sad about it because I really do love these, but I don't necessarily like the look of them, right? So we are going to be working on this today. And what I would like to do is, so I'm going to show you guys all my inspirations for tonight's project. And then we'll see if I can make it come true. Because I haven't tried this, so I don't know what's going to happen. So my inspiration started with the idea of like tooled leather, right? That has like it's not, I guess it's embossed or tooled leather. So like this one, I love the color of this one. I love the pattern. And then this one was another one. And so I want to do a leather look, but I wanted to do a little bit different. And then for my color inspiration, I started out with this couch, like how some of the areas are really light, like a camel color, and then some areas are super dark. But our book is going to be a spooky book. And so I'm thinking that this would be fabulous, right? Did I get black paint? I don't think I grabbed the black paint. It's okay. We'll get it taken care of. But I thought that this would be fabulous. You guys see how you have the leather, the camel leather peeking through, but you also have that black over the top. I think that this would be perfect, right, for a spooky book that we're going to do tonight. And my leather look, I did want to tell the story about this look. So this chair, I was visiting with Jonathan. We had a group call. I was visiting with Jonathan earlier today, and I was asking him, when did he do this project? So he said 2017, so almost 10 years ago, you guys. Jonathan Mark Mendez, a lot of you guys already know who he is. He posted this chair on Pinterest. And then there really weren't like tutorials readily available like they are now. I did find a blog article on the Annie Sloan website that just kind of outlined the colors and gave like a real high level like description, right, of how he achieved this. And so I had to like reverse engineer it to come up with my own way to be able to choose this color. But it's been that long. That's bad. I've been obsessing about the leather look for this long, partially because I love like industrial, and I cannot afford this couch, right? Like, we all know that these couches cost a grip. So y'all know how we do. I had to figure out a way to imitate the look without having to make the investment. And so now we've taken the idea. You guys have seen, I think, did I have my chair on here? I don't know how many of you guys have seen my chair. This is a chair that I did, and that little circle shows like a peacocky fabric. And this is the chair that I did. I did a bunch of chairs, but this is the one that still lives in my living room today. We used that chair in our wedding, and it was a few years old before that. So, and so I've always taught how to do it on fabric, but lately we've been talking about how to do it on like hard surfaces. And so we're using glazes instead of waxes so that we can still layer additional products over the top, like transfers and other things, without having to worry about that wax acting as a resist. So the plan for tonight, and I hope it works out because I honestly don't know. We're going to see. So I finally got my hands on some of the LeBlanc stickers. You guys have seen these, right? It's like a mold, but like not, because they're thinner and they're on this sheet. So I thought this would be a beautiful way, right, to create that embossed effect on our board. And then I also have some tissue paper that we're gonna go over that when we're done. And then we're gonna do the leather look on top of that. And I'm going to attempt to do like the camel leather with the black paint over the top. That is the plan.
Chris Schmidt says this feels like mad scientist.
It is. It's, well, Chris, I'm pretty much a mad scientist all the time, girl. So I want to put this, I think this medallion is perfect for the size, the scale of this book. So I want to put it in the middle. We'll have to figure out, you guys can help me, like, this opens right here, right? So should I center this in the middle of this panel, or should I center it in the middle of everything? You guys tell me now. So A, center it in the middle of the panel. B, center it in the middle of everything. You guys let me know. And then I have a Roycycled Halloween. I want to say this was the Dark Academia paper from a couple of years ago, but your retailers do still have this paper. A lot of them do. So you can still be able to order it. And for some reason, I want to use this eyeball inside of my thing right here. But we will look at a couple of options when we get to that part to decide what we're going to decoupage on that. So I think I am going to start with boring stuff, which is, let's prime this so I can set this aside and it can be drying while we're making our molds.
Crafting Tracy Hug says A. Connie Burkworm says A. Gig Mush. Oh, yeah, sure. Gigmoschmizmo.
Oh, wow.
Gig Mashimo. Machismo says A. Catherine Lakowski says middle. Melissa Q. Gomez says A. Let's see.
I feel like I should lift this up a little
Vicky
bit.
Valdez Green just says this is exciting.
Hopefully, Vicky, we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like I need to be a little bit higher just because this week's project is a little bigger. And I want to make sure I stay in the frame. So, because this is so busy, I was debating on if I should just put the stickers and everything on there first. I think I will. I think priming this beforehand might be like extra work. So let's get our stickers on first.
Johnny says A as well. And Rajani also said it's raining.
I hear it. It's just trippy because it's still sunny outside. So I have these. These are the two sets, right? And I have these. I feel like these are going to give me more of the look that I want. But I may steal these for the corner. I don't know. We'll see. I have no plan, you guys. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Who remembers where that's from? Should I do one? I'm thinking one. Or should I do two? One. We'll do one. I'm going to do one right here. I think it's going to be hard to ignore, like this is kind of part of the spine. And let me, I kind of want to know where I'm going to put the mold. I should have done the mold. I don't have one of these poured already anywhere, do I? Because I kind of want to know like where my stickers are going to go. Okay, so I lied. We're going to do this first so that I can mark. What I want to do is be able to sit the mold on there and mark around it so that we don't waste any stickers going underneath that mold, right? We want these to go all around it. We don't want them to go underneath. And I put this right here. We can still do something small on the top and the bottom that I think will be cute. But you guys see how easy that was to take that off and put it on? Done, right? I like it a lot. Let's do a little bit of resin. I was going to do this ahead of time, but I ran out of time. So we'll do it together. I'm going to be using Illuminite's Amazing Casting Resin. And have you seen Megan yet?
I have not.
Okay.
Flea says, if you can't see the seam when you're finished, then the entire box. But if the seam will be visible, then the middle of the panel.
I think I'm gonna have to leave the seam there. I feel like if I paint over it and stuff, it's gonna cause problems. So we'll just paint it gold and pretend like we did it on purpose. I
Lisa
think that's what
Dickey
we'll do.
just came in. She said, "Is that a vintage cardboard file box?"
It is, Lisa. This is my last one too. Whenever I see these, I pick them up. I'll tell you guys a really sad story. So before I started picking and stuff, this would have been like, I don't know, in the early 2000s. We had our nonprofit's office was in an office of a retired judge and attorney, and in his office he had like these huge just shelves full of like leather bound books and those file boxes. But this was way before Recycled, and the family was like getting rid of stuff to make room for us in the office, and they asked me if I wanted it, and you know what I said? No. I said no. So they probably just threw them in the garbage too. And then there was a back room in that same building with all kinds of cool stuff. I just think about it now and it just makes me ill. Hopefully they had a picker friend who was like, "What are you doing?" and took the stuff and they didn't end up throwing it away, but it may have ended up at GCRC. Which means somebody else got it, which is fine. It's not optimum, but it's fine. So I'm putting part A and part B equal parts in my cup. And yes, I'm using my IOD transfer stick to stir this because, I don't know, somehow I don't have any more popsicle sticks or a stir stick here. So when I pour them together, it turns white. And then as I stir, I have like little ribbons and I just keep stirring until all those ribbons are gone. And the cool thing about this mold is I could pour either the frame and leave the middle part out, or I could include the middle part. I just really like that. I'm debating on what I want to do. I think I need the middle part though, because I'm going to be decoupaging something on top of this frame. And I can't remember if last time I had just enough for this or if I was just shy. I think I have just enough. So this frame is 40 mils of resin. And I didn't notice on here, we may pour this later, it depends. But the corners, each corner is different. I think that's so cool because that means I can, like I was debating on whether or not I want to use this corner on our spooky book. We'll see. I may already have too much going on. And I'm just going around, you guys. Anywhere I see, like, if I see obvious bubbles, I'm going to move them. And I'm just making sure that the resin is, like, running into those detailed areas.
This is a good chance for me to say, if you wouldn't mind, we'd appreciate if you would share the, if you're on Facebook, please share. If you're on either, make a comment, because comments do help.
Yes.
And if you're on YouTube, please hit subscribe.
Please and thank you. I'm seeing a little bit of a hole right there.
Comments really help way more than people think.
It does, because it tells the algorithm that people are engaging with the content, and so it pushes it out to more people.
And I am notorious for not commenting, so do as I say, not as I do.
We won't talk about David's habits watching YouTube.
You got 30 seconds, man. Capture me.
Okay, I'm letting this set up just enough so that when I move it to the side, it won't like run out, right? So I think I'm good. You guys can see the white is already forming. And so I'm going to set this to the side. I think I'll be okay. And that way we can finish putting our stickers. Well, we need that piece though, don't we? I'm going to show you guys a trick. If you guys are in a hurry, oh Lord. Flea, I don't have a hook on this table in the kitchen, girl. So this dryer keeps finding its way to the floor. Okay, so if you guys are in a hurry, you can heat up your resin and help it like set up a little faster. Because the heat is what causes it to set up faster, which is why when you pour a lot, it sets up faster than it does when you pour a little. So we're in a hurry.
There's Megan.
Hey Megan, are you tired of seeing me yet today? Keep that moving. I don't want to blister that. So the reason why I want this to set up first is because I want to be able to mark off where we're going to put our stickers. I guess I can do some of the stickers that aren't going to be close to the middle while that sets up so we don't lose time. So I'm going to sit this aside. It's not firm enough for me to pull it out yet. Oh wow, it's raining outside. Okay, so let's decide. We want like the center, right? We don't have to worry about that. So we're just wanting to worry about our edges. I'm thinking this guy right here needs to go over the top, right? Or maybe this is kind of a big book, so maybe that'll be too small of a detail. So, oh, you know what I can do? Ooh, I just have an idea. We'll do this so that we can dry fit without having to make a commitment yet. Because there's a plastic backing on here. So before we pull it off, let's do a dry fit and make sure we like the way it looks. And then we can make our final decisions. I like it when I can, like, you know, try something out first and then make a decision. It makes me feel less stressed out. What do they call it? I can audition something before I make a decision.
It's raining. It's not raining.
I would say rain, go away, but we would never, not in the desert. Okay, so I'm thinking something like that, right? And remember, this is all gonna be underneath our leather texture.
Megan's in the corner. She asked, can everybody see her?
I don't think anybody can see her. Hold on.
I can see her.
I know, because you're in the, oh, can you see her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see her over there. Hey, Megan. Wait, I'm gonna like, hold on.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can. I can hear
I
you.
think I was in the corner, like somehow on the screen.
You were on the screen in the corner, but I couldn't hear you though.
I was being perfectly silent.
Oh, I see. You were
Because
hiding.
I didn't know I was supposed to be here.
Oh, too late now.
Okay.
Now they know.
I don't know how I got on the screen.
I put you there.
there?
I
You
did.
did? You
I
gotta
told
warn
you.
me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
I said I was going to put you on there.
You gotta give me a heads up. I was like looking at it like through like the StreamYard backstage, so I just thought I was like just down there.
Oh, you
Out of
were.
sight.
Okay, I'm going to
Then
put you
before
back.
saying hi, Megan, and then I got scared.
I'm so glad you are with us tonight, Miss Megan.
Me
So
too.
you're-
I couldn't figure out how to get in here without doing it on my phone, so it's a little weird. But we're gonna figure that out another time. I made it.
Yeah. So I am just dry fitting these pieces so we can decide how we want to stick them on there. So they're on a clear backing, so I'm just cutting them around the backing. These pieces, you know what this reminds me of? Like, what are those bugs that sting you, baby?
Say it again.
These look like those bugs with the tails. Which ones are they? The, what do you call them?
Scorpions?
Yes, scorpions. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know. So I'm trying to lay these out the way I think they're gonna go. What do you guys think? And these parts in the middle will be empty, right? Like these little puffy parts won't be there easy either, so it won't look so solid. I just want it to look kind of like tooled leather is my goal. And I also found, some of you who shop on Whatnot with me, you remember I used to have those rolls of wallpaper. So I want to use those to create a leather finish too. I'm a little obsessed right now. So y'all gonna prepare to be sick of me with the leather look.
Catherine Mikowski says at least Megan is dressed.
Yeah,
That's a
I
plus.
know. Not
I
in a
have,
moo.
I have a story,
Oh
and the
Lord.
only reason I'm sharing it is because he shared it on my radio show live.
Okay.
It wasn't a behind the scenes. So our chamber director,
Oh Lord. What did
his,
he do?
his parents, his dad used to be the president of our college before he retired. An attorney, long, honored
Probably
career.
a bishop at some point.
Oh, I had to be. He had
Probably
to
served as a bishop
be.
several
Yep.
times.
A long storied career.
Oh.
Well, I believe it was during COVID. They, you couldn't go see your grandkids if they were doing anything in school.
Yes.
Especially for them being a little bit older,
Yes.
they weren't going to. So the school had set up
Stop
virtual.
it.
You could Zoom and watch the kids. Well, according to our chamber director, his mom decided that was a good time to get dressed.
Oh my gosh, he forgot.
She forgot. So apparently she was naked throughout most of,
Stop it.
and everybody could see. So unfortunately, he said that's the only one of his niece's recitals that there is no record of.
There's no record of that recital
Yeah.
ever. I think I'm gonna center everything over here, and we're gonna treat this like a spine. What do you guys think? I think I'm digging it. And I know you guys can't quite see my vision yet. All of this will be under the tissue paper and will be leather look, and then this will be on the top. And you guys, I still make a decision about how I'm gonna paint the frame. So you guys know I have pale gold, which is my favorite. And oh, you know what I have? The metallics that you sent me, Megan. What did I do with those?
Oh, the decor metal mat.
Yeah, because I could paint this black and then go over it with one of the matte metallics that you sent me. So I'm thinking this is going to be metallic, and then we're going to decoupage something spooky here on the inside. But we better get going. So I'm going to be painting so it doesn't matter if there's marks on this.
Crafting with Tracy Hugs says the scorpion, needs to be Hong Yang. I think that's the yin yang.
Oh, like this way on this side and then this way on this side?
Yeah, that's what she says. For some reason, it wants to not. I want to show the. It's telling me I have to review the comment,
Oh,
and I'm like, it's fine,
I don't
but
know.
it won't let me put it up there. So everybody asks what Crafting with Tracy said. She recommends the yin and yang.
Oh, I can put it up there.
Thank you.
So like that. Okay, we
Now,
can do
Vicky
that.
Valdez Green says you need to invert one so the scorpions, because the tails are both going the same way.
Well, look at here, Vicky. I don't know if I can. Let me see.
Maybe she said that before we got on the other.
Well, because I have two more here, so maybe they are like. Are they all facing the same way? I don't think so. I think they are. They're all facing the same way. So we can't invert them. I mean, they're not facing each other. So we'll do like this. I think that'll be a good answer to that. And so I'm going to leave this one here while we stick everything around it. What do you guys think about my setup here? Is that good? We'll use this guy right here. And once we get these on, I'm going to do a quick prime, and then we'll get to the paper. Or maybe I'll put the paper on too, then we'll prime everything at once. I think that's good, right?
Yes.
So
The decor. Oh,
If anybody has questions for Royce or Megan, put them in.
What were you going to say, Megan?
I was just gonna say the decor metal mat is one of the few things where you don't have to prime resin before you put it on
Before I
resin.
put it on. The only reason why I was saying I was going to prime it because I have the black primer here.
Oh
And
yeah.
I do like that decor metal over the black.
Yes. That's a good choice.
Although, oh man, did I put that too high? Oh Lord. You guys see what I mean? When I lift it off, these little puffy pieces in the middle stay on the plastic. So it's not going to look as solid as it does when we're dry fitting it.
Vicky said what you did is what she was talking about.
Oh,
so
okay.
It must have come in before you, or after, or I saw it after you did it.
Well, because we were talking about, because somebody said the yin and the yang. So we were all saying the same thing.
Right.
We were just using different words.
Yeah, and I see things much later than everybody else. I don't know why.
The middle looks heavy. Should I not put something right here? Maybe I should lift this up right here and then, or you think these are too heavy?
See, I just saw these come. Literally, it just came
Just
up.
came up.
Yeah. And Melissa says, can you put the two at the bottom of the side instead of the scorpion things?
I could. I'm going to show you guys what these look like too. You see what I mean when I say they're not as solid? Because a lot of that middle stuff is going to come out. Does that still look too heavy? Melissa, they are super sticky. They're not like super sticky because I'm able to handle it, but like it's on there. Like that isn't coming off. It's not like it's a light tack. It's once you set it down, your decision is made. But they're not like irritatingly sticky to where, you know, it's sticking everywhere it's not supposed to. So what do you guys think? See what I mean? They're not going to be as heavy with the middle parts missing. Lee's not answering me yet, so I'm gonna wait. And I think I'm gonna use this because I think it's not gonna look as heavy either. Right now, everything is white on the dark, and so it looks super obvious. But once we put the tissue paper over all of these, and this one is gonna be like completely different, this will be the star because the color will set it apart from everything around it. And I think that'll make it look less heavy. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I'm just picking out all these little middle bits so that when I set it on there. Now they're called the Scorpions forever, Megan. Sorry. Everyone's like, the Scorpion should be like this.
So Flea says you have a lot of weight across the middle of the box.
I know, with that too.
And Melissa said stage it with the other two first.
It's too late because I stuck that one. I tried to wait.
I apologize, guys. You may be saying this like a half an hour ago, and I'm just seeing it.
And I'm going to drive some people crazy because I'm eyeballing it. But there is a lot going on in the middle. I just don't think it's going to be as obvious once we like paint everything.
Crafting with Tracy says it looks good. Gig, yeah, it's just Gig now at this point. Says looks great. And Melissa says too late.
I know. I did wait. Okay, I'll just do those. I kind of want to do some more though. I have this vision of tooled leather, and you guys know how tooled leather, it has like a repeat all over it, right? So I don't want it to look like we wrapped molds around the frame. I want it to look like the frame is floating in the middle of like a piece of tooled leather, if that makes sense. So I know it seems like I'm putting a lot, but I think, and you guys see what I did? I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you guys. So this was this piece right here, and I just cut around this little notch, and I just cut around there and around there. So I could make these two pieces right here. Because I really do want this to be full. I don't want it to be empty. And I think if we put something on either end of that, that could help solve it too. I'm taking way too long doing this. This is probably going to be a two-parter.
Lee says add more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Flea. I think I need to add more, so that I can get the tooled look I'm looking for. And so these are super easy to cut, you guys. I'm just looking at what decorative elements are on here when I'm deciding how to cut, so that hopefully it doesn't look like I just cut it. Like I could have just cut that one in half, but I followed along with the design so that it doesn't look like I just whacked it. Even though that is exactly what I did.
Lisa Vansel says, makes sense to me in regards to bound leather.
Yeah.
There's nobody there telling him to be quiet, and he is taking full advantage of
He's
that.
fine. Can you guys even hear my grandson? I bet you they can't even hear. Or he's like way in the background.
Yeah.
I think those two will be my last ones. I do want to put something over here. I have a song in my head. It's about to drive me crazy because I don't know the words to it.
Well, last week Royce gave me grief for not talking a lot. So
I didn't give him grief. I
You
just
did.
asked.
You did.
Did I give you grief?
It was griefy. Let's see, Melissa says, are they resin? Sorry if this was covered already and she missed it.
No, you know what, Megan? What are these? Because they're kind of puffy. They're not resin, I don't think.
No, they're really like puffy stickers. That's what they are. Right? They're like a little heavier than like a puffy sticker.
Yeah. So they're little. Like that's the perfect explanation. You guys see how thick they are? So they're thinner. I think a puffy sticker is a really good explanation.
Yes, but they feel nicer than that. I think.
They're nice and smooth. And you guys see me sticking them down. They're not giving me any grief at all. Like, they're perfectly sticky.
Yes, I will say, like, if you're doing them on like a really curvy surface, I recommend adding like a heavy body gel or express glue in situations.
Oh.
They're not meant. They don't stick as well in those circumstances.
Oh.
They can be used really well like that, like on an ornament, but you just want some reinforcement.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put. I know it looks like a lot, you guys, but stick with me. Stay with me. Don't go nowhere.
Ha ha ha. Stick with me.
Fun, completely unintended, by the way.
All right, I have a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Since
Ew.
Royce just said more, for those of us of a certain age, that was a song in the 1970s.
Mama.
So,
Sorry.
who sang it and what was unique about the singer?
Oh. Now I have another song in my head that I don't know the words to.
Mavatrino says faux plastic.
Yeah. They're kind of foamy.
And
Okay,
Rajani
I'm gonna
says
stop.
trust the process.
Yes, trust the process. So we have this all on here. Now I'm going to destroy it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to destroy it. But we are going to go over this with some tissue because I want more texture in between. Which tooled leather doesn't have that texture, but I want to add the black and I really need to have enough texture to be able to lay that over and still have the recessed areas. Maintain the leather look color. So I'll show you guys all of my inspirations again, because I know some people came in late, so you guys can see. And it's not going to look like any one of my inspirations, right? It's going to look like all of them. So I'm just gonna, and this is, I think this is just Dollar Tree tissue. I don't think this is wet string. Based on the way it's folded, I'm pretty sure it's just regular Dollar Tree tissue that I'm using. And try to leave that middle a little bit smoother. And I don't need it really wrinkled. I just really want my surface to all look the same. And now I'm just gonna, we'll just deal with the top tonight, because I'll deal with the sides later. I said, he's getting louder. He want me to fuss at him. That's what it is.
Okay, you're getting too loud.
So I'm just using Pinta Art's decoupage varnishing glue to stick this on here.
Yes, because I get that grandma for sure.
Oh, he said you have both tablets. Grandpa's being greedy. He has both tablets. How dare you?
His tablet's there, though. Let's see. Mary Casey. Casey in the Sunshine Band. No. Flea Brown. Andrea True connection. Correct. What was unique about Andrea True?
Was I singing the wrong song?
Kind of. But that's
Oh.
okay.
That's the song that I thought. I know who sang that one. When the rebel yells.
Oh, yeah, that's Billy Idol.
More. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No. More. There's Andrea True connection. A disco hit.
Oh. I guess I should put some decoupage medium under the paper, huh? And I'm not concerned at all about it being wrinkle free, right? So I'm going to be a lot less cautious. I'm kind of messing with that ribbon right there. We'll see what happens. What song was that one, babe? I can't, my head is not remembering that.
It was right in the middle of when disco was huge.
You can't sing it for me?
No, I'm a terrible singer. It was the only hit by the singer Andrea True connection, but it was Andrea True.
I mean, I'm sure I know the song. I just have the wrong one in my head, and so I can't. My radio station won't switch to another
Flea
song.
went to Google. Come on now.
Flea is always gonna Google something. You better believe Flea will Google it.
1996. Chris Schmidt knew it too. She was an adult film star,
Oh,
and she was that before she had the single. And the single was big. It charted.
see, now I want to hear the song, baby. You gotta
You've
sing
heard
it to
I
me.
guarantee you've heard it.
Can you give me the melody?
More. How do you like it? How do you like it? More. It's that. It's disco. it's two lines repeated over and over again.
I'm using the tip of my brush, you guys, to really push that down into the recesses because I do want to keep, the, we went through all that trouble, right, to put these stickers on here. So I want to make sure that I'm not just going over the top of the details, but that I'm, sticking the paper into the details. This project is way too complicated. But I have to do it, y'all, because my brain thought about it. So I gotta do it. I think the tooled leather with the well, it depends on what you want. With the wallpaper will be quicker, but I don't know if it'll be as fabulous. Why am I not feeling that fan?
I'm not in the way.
No, it's tilted. I think I tilted it that way so that Damara's room wouldn't get too warm last night. And so it's not blowing this way. And I'm putting down a lot of medium too. I don't care if my paper tears a little bit, right? Because we're actually creating texture. And I love, and I know you guys are tired of hearing this, but textured finishes allow you to lay down multiple colors because you have like different planes, right? You have your recessed areas, you have the areas in the middle, and then you have the highest points, and you can lay down color in each of those zones so that they work together, but they still stand independently. And it's just really hard to achieve that with a flat finish. I think that's why I love texture so much.
Well, Johnny Doyle says the lyrics had deep meaning. They literally were just more. How do you like it? How do you like it? Fleece said she actually did know the song, but didn't know the rap.
Is it more, more, more?
Yeah.
How do you like it? How do you like
Yeah.
it? Okay, see.
Yeah.
I had to get to the right radio station, baby, because Billy Idol was messing with me.
Oop. That means there's a fire somewhere.
Oh no. Well, that it's thundering and lightning. It's probably on the mountain somewhere.
It could be anywhere. I'm set up for alerts for 3 counties.
Oh. I live with the weatherman, you guys. I was gonna say I sleep with the weatherman, but I thought that would sound a little toward.
Yeah, nobody laughed at my joke the other day. So I had 3 members of the Chamber of Commerce board, my radio show, and the station owner, who's on the air at the same time on a different station, is on the chamber board. And I said, I'm surrounded by chamber board members, and I woke up next to one. I said, please don't tell Pete, which is Charmaine's husband.
Mm-hmm.
And they all just looked at me. Really? Nothing?
Nothing, baby. You put them on the spot. They don't want to laugh at that on the radio station. Somebody might be offended.
Get over yourselves.
Did you come on the radio, Megan?
No. Remember I was sick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I got over it fast though. Good thing.
I know. Your mom did really well on the radio.
I bet she did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lisa Vancilla, do you think it was on Soul Train? It had to have been. It was disco, it charted. Absolutely.
My absolute all-time favorite Soul Train performance is Al Green, personally.
Oh.
And those women were losing their minds.
Yep.
Like, it's partially, he sounded really good, and I loved his performance. And it's also just entertaining to watch. The crowd.
I am a big fan of that performance as well. I love Al Green.
Huh?
I love Al Green.
I really do.
I'll give you a better one. Well, I can't say better because I'm with you. Al Green is always good. Always good. Marvin Gaye got to give it up on Soul Train. We left the stage and wandered among the dancers while singing it. Now, it might have been lip synced. I assume it was.
Yeah.
But nobody ever went down into the crowd.
Oh, into the crowd.
And you could just tell he was having fun.
I might have to look that up when we're done.
I was just thinking, I don't know if I don't remember. I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't remember that one specifically. When David and I were dating, we went to a New Year's Eve, it was like a New Year's Eve ball kind of a situation. And the music was way too loud. They set us in the front. They wanted to be nice, but we're old. But the DJ starts playing Al Green. Oh my gosh, we finally get up and make our way to the dance floor, and then he cuts it off. Who does that? Who does that? I never get my husband on the dance floor. And he just cut Al Green off. Causing problems.
It's tragic.
It is. It's a tragedy. I have all these sounds in my head, like way before TikTok, by the way. This is just how my mind works. My son went to boot camp, and, it's interesting being a parent in modern times because there was a Facebook group dedicated to just their training. So you could see what your kids were doing. And I mean, he was an adult, but y'all know, he's a kid. And they gas them. They have to get gas. They have to go through a chamber and deal with what mustard gas, I guess they want them to not be surprised if it happens. And so my child comes out and he's just it's a tragedy. Oh my gosh. He's such a dork. My boys are so different. One's completely introvert and one is extrovert. He's dancing with all the ladies in the Soul Train line at our wedding. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna dry this And then we are going to get our first layer of our leather finish down. And I'm going to be using the same colors. The black is just going to be like a complement to go over the very tip tops so that we can bring it into the spookiness. And I'm trying to push that paper into the recesses of all of my, I don't want to lose my details. So that's why you guys keep seeing me like going over this. Even tearing my paper, I would rather do that than to have the paper, because if I leave it, the paper will dry and it's going to tighten up, right? So it's going to flatten out. And I don't want that. So I want it to be adhered to the piece so it doesn't do that. And if there is an area where it's going to do that, I'd rather tear it than to have it do that. But look at all those yummy wrinkles that we're going to have to play with when we start painting. Demar is like, why do I have to be quiet? You know what it is, babe? I think he responds like I'm talking continuously.
Oh, and he's being left to his own devices at the moment.
That's true. He's flying solo right now.
Crafting with Tracy says, who remembers Rubber Band Man performed on American Bandstand? That was the Spinners. I don't recall that, but I do remember Linda Carter doing that on the Muppet Show.
The Rubber Band Man?
Yeah, she sang that song on Muppets. How do the stickers hold up to the heat?
We're gonna
of the
see.
heated tool, Flea asks.
We're gonna see right now, Flea. I was just thinking about that.
Jenny Marmion says two things. Police officers have to be tased and pepper sprayed to know how it feels. Both my husband and daughter had to have it done. I've been in a flashover chamber for firefighters. I got to do that. They wanted me to do the whole training. I was like, no, I'm too old and fat.
Oh, stop it.
But I could be in turnouts for a flashover chamber, and then you pull a mask off. It's rough.
That's what I'm saying.
It's really rough. But that's just fire and smoke, not gas. And then Jenny says,
It's a tragedy.
does Lynn carry these stickers? So
Yes.
Megan.
Actually, Jenny, there is a link that Megan put in the comments you can use to purchase the stickers.
Yes, I will tell you there are very few of them. We are getting a restock soon, but they come from Germany, so it takes a minute. And they're coming out with some new ones too, some new designs soon. I'm excited.
Ooh. So you guys, Megan's putting a link, and that link goes to a collection of everything I used tonight. And poor Megan will probably have to add some things as we go because I'm sure there are things that I forgot to put on the list. Or maybe not. What time is it already? I don't feel like I've made it very far in my process.
5:55.
Stop it. You guys, when I first started going live, it was like, I gotta go live for 40 minutes. Like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do for 40 minutes? And now I cannot get my butt off in less than like an hour and a half. And I'm not gonna dry this all the way. I don't think we need to dry it like all the way, but just enough so that I don't have to worry about anything moving around when I start painting. I am gonna use a sanding block to just trim this off. I'm gonna have to come up with a plan for the rest of this box too. We may just use tissue on the rest, right? Which will be fun because we can put more wrinkles if it's just the tissue. Ooh, or maybe we'll use the wallpaper. Yeah. We can do all of it. We'll use the tissue like around the sides of the box, and then we'll use the wallpaper on the other side. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, Catherine Lukowski, Grandma's on her TV show. That's why he's... Yes, it's 100%. Gig says, yummy wrinkles, huh? Last weekend, a man told me how beautiful I am. Followed how my lines and wrinkles give me character. I nearly punched him in the nose.
was trying to be nice.
Lisa Vansel, Royce, what? Oh, Jenny Marmion tried to place an order and just missed them. So they might be sold out, maybe.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Well, I started using them.
I knew we were getting really, really low, but they are on their way, I promise.
I know what Megan wants to like choke me out because, yeah.
Lisa Vansel, Royce, what did you shop for in your stash?
Oh, girl, that was just I was cleaning up, and whenever I clean up the shed, I find stuff I forgot about. And George just shakes his head at me. I'm like, ooh, I forgot I had this. Ooh, I forgot about that. Ooh, look what I found. And he is just shaking his head at me like, girl. So, I found a bunch of stuff. And so this is about, this is probably about a 200. I don't think it's a 180, but it's a pretty aggressive grit sandpaper. And I don't mind for this because we're creating texture, but like if you're trimming your decoupage paper and you want to make sure your edges are nice and clean, 220 is really good. When you get lower than that, it like leaves little marks on the edge, which depending on what you're doing, you might like it, but the lower the number on your sanding paper, the bigger the grit is. So the higher the number, then the smaller the grit. So when you get into like 600 and 800, you can barely even feel it. And woodworkers usually use that like for the last layers of their project so that they're super smooth. Okay, so now we have our surface all prepared. Do I need? I do. I'm gonna prime this really quickly. I was going to ask myself if I needed to prime it. And I'm going to be using Pintarch Primer Paste. It's basically gesso. So we're going to do a layer of gesso. It's going to unify the colors so that this dark color isn't showing through. And I could have gessoed the surface first and then started, but I was trying to move quicker, expeditiously. So I'm going to prime everything all at once. And I'm going to mist the surface. It's a little tacky from the glue, and then the primer a little thick, so I'm just misting it with just a little bit of water so that my product will move around easier. Because this gesso is pretty thick. Oh, Lord. And this is the same that I use inside of our journals on Mad Scientist Monday. So you guys, if you like working in your journals, or if you're curious, or even if you're stuck creatively, right? Maybe you haven't been able to really create anything because you're not sure where to start. Mad Scientist Monday may be the place for you. I have a game that I play. I have to draw 4 prompts, and they're random. I legitimately do not know what I'm going to do until I pull them, and then I have to create something. And so it does a couple of things. Whatever we're making is an experiment, so it removes any need for like perfection or any weight from expectation of creating something beautiful. And it also challenges me to kind of function outside of my norm. So I put together things that I probably wouldn't otherwise when I'm working. And I've actually discovered like 2 systems or 2 new kind of finishes just in the time that we've been doing it this year. So really fun. So Monday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you are welcome to like co-work with me and work in your journal, or if you just want to come and hang out and chit chat, that's fine too. And some of the ladies, you guys can get a copy of the game. I actually have a QR code here. If you want a copy of the game, you can pick it up here. And you print it out and you add it to popsicle sticks is how I use it. So you use this QR code and it'll take you to a landing page. You are agreeing to be a Recycled Insiders, which will mean you'll get emails from me. But they'll be good emails. They won't be junk. and you'll get the game so that you can play along with me. So you can pull your own prompts, or you can just use the prompts that I pulled and literally play along with me. It's up to you, however you want to do it. Some people don't want to do four, right? They're like two challenges is enough, which I get. So how many, sticks you pull to challenge yourself is between you and the Lord. I do not have to know that. That is between you guys, and there's no judgment, right? It's not a test or anything. It's just an opportunity for us to be creative, right? And create just for the sake of that, not for any other purpose.
All right, got a few I got to play catch up on. Ari Sanchez is watching.
Hey, Ariana.
Hey, Damari, you want to come here and say hi to Ariana?
Crickets.
Yeah, no, now he's quiet. Lisa Vansel, my granddaughter told me she was going to make today happier than yesterday
Oh, I like
in
that.
order to make yesterday jealous. She's 5.
You know what? I love that, though.
For Johnny Doyle, have to share. Husband just told me, I love how you decorated the house. I see you in every corner.
Love that. And
Uh,
isn't that the truth, though, right? When you know how to create, you can literally create the world that you want to live in, like physically, right?
Felicia, oh, trust me. I know. I live in the Royce Museum. Lee says, can I just share that my IOD order that was shipped from San Diego is currently making its way through Washington, D.C. on its way to
Oh.
Santa Barbara.
What?
Yep. And let's see.
That's
Um,
weird. It must have gotten put in the wrong container.
All right. Let's see what we have on the YouTubes.
I've had an order go to like some tropical island that I sent like to Ohio. I don't know.
Well, you came home from New York via Chicago and L.A.
I know.
Even though L.A. is to the west.
I know.
I lost all the comments on Facebook.
Oh no.
There they are. Flea asks, are there seats still available for the retreat?
Yes, there are. I love you, Flea. The Roycycled Retreat, 2027 Roycycled Retreat is available for purchase. We have 30 spots available. The last time I looked, there were, because we sold 2 more seats last week, I think 19 seats are sold. So we're almost 2/3 of the way sold out for the retreat. It is April 22nd to the 25th, whatever that weekend is, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It starts Thursday night, and then we're together creating Friday, Saturday, and then half a day on Sunday. And I do have a QR code for the retreat. If you would like more information, you can use this QR code. If you're on Facebook, I believe you should be able to just put retreat, and you'll receive a message from me with additional information about the retreat, or a link that will lead you to get additional information. But this is for the Roycycled retreat. It is coming up. Um, we went to, so a friend of mine, I'm still calling her a friend, she took our event space, and so they had their soft opening on Thursday. And we went, I was harassing her. I'm like, I'm here for your soft opening, but I'm not speaking to you. Um, but this is the new space. It's still a beautiful space. It's going to be at the Women's Club. It's a historical building here. It's still on Main Street. It's just down a ways from where we were. And it's funny because, like, aesthetically, it's kind of the same as the venue, but you guys can see that it's a much smaller space. And so there are 2 sides to it. Oops, I don't know why it shows that, but there are 2 sides to the space. So it won't be like overly crowded, but it will be a much more intimate experience this year, because literally that's a hard stop at 30 seats, because I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable. Thank you, Flea, because you know I was going to forget.
It's gonna be so fun.
It is, and Megan is going to come this year too.
Yep. Once was not enough.
Once you come, like, I may be a little partial, but I do think my town is special.
It is very special.
Our Main Street is not as beautiful as Medina's, though.
It is it's just in a totally different way. I think it's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
I was telling your mom, it's interesting being on the East Coast, right? Because everything is so much older.
Yes.
We're babies over here in the West. And I don't want the white primer to be mixing with my stuff. So I'm going to take a few minutes to dry this pretty good before we move on. What time is it? We're probably going to get, it's 6:06. I'm thinking we'll probably get like the base leather finish done. And then next week we'll come in and do the black and add our piece in the middle and decoupage it. And then whatever else we have time for. Because I don't think we're going to have time for the whole project tonight, which makes me sad. And somebody asked a question about how these, I'm not, of course, holding the heat like right on them, but I am using this. This is actually an embossing thing. It's not really a dryer, but that's how I use it because it's
Heat gun?
quiet. Yeah, it's like a little mini heat gun. Not as much as like, the one that Megan and her mom uses. Megan was laughing at me. I was like, I'm scared.
Well, mom uses it full blast, and it is scary. It's hotter than my oven gets.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This one, it gets hot though, but I like it because it's quiet.
Yeah, it
But
is
it is
nice and
supposed to be
quiet.
used for embossing. That's its purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're good. So I'm going to go over with my base coat. And I know this color looks bright when you put it on, but that's actually what we need. The thing that makes the leather, like brown can fall really flat, right? Like this one, even though this is a really dark color that we made, that gold peeking through really does give it life so that it doesn't fall super flat. And of course, you guys know that this is my favorite finish, is more of like the camel leather finish. Um, and then this one is a little bit different. It's kind of a combination of the both. You do have a lot of the camel showing through, but you do have some areas that are really dark. But you guys can see how that camel color coming through really does give it life so it doesn't fall flat. So that's why I like using this color underneath um, as a base coat. And I'm going to get rid of any white. And I was contemplating using a black primer, but if I use black, it's going to knock back the brightness of this color. And the white is really going to support the energy that I want to create with this layer. Now I have a question. This paint is wall azure or wall, how do I say that, Megan?
David says it's lazur,
Lazure.
but I still don't know if he's trolling me. And he's got me all over the place saying it the wrong way.
So this was intended for walls, right? And then people wanted it for crafts, so they put it in the smaller jars.
Yes, exactly right. And you can dilute it up to 10% and it's still water repellent.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that part. Oh, maybe that's why I'm able to wipe back so easily.
Yes, it's really meant for that. Same with the antiquing gels. They're a really similar consistency. The wall lizards just come in more colors and also metallics.
I know it looks crazy, y'all, but stay with me. Don't leave yet.
I love that color just like that. Like I'm looking across the room, I have a dress that exact color.
I love a gold. I have a gold like cover up, but it has just it's a little more, it's not as bright. Well, this will probably dry a little bit deeper too though. This has a little bit more green in it, so that can look good on me. Something happens with me when I wear green. I just look like I'm gonna Earl any second now.
I told you I look like a corpse.
It's bad.
Yeah, so I can't. I can accessorize like a purse or a pant, but you're not going to catch it anywhere near my face.
Jenny Marmion asks, have you ever tried using other colors for the leather look?
Um, yes and no. Like this will still be the base coat, but I would use maybe like creating other different color leathers. Is what you mean, Jenny? You'd have to figure out different combinations, right? Because leather comes in all different kinds of colors. I've done like a red and black kind of. I did a chair. Remember, babe, I gave that chair for your comic convention.
Yep.
And I did like a red and black leather look. What I do, Jenny, is I'll go on Pinterest and I'll find something leather and then I'll use that as inspiration and try to reverse engineer it. So I have a whole board that's just leather look. And if you took my leather look class years ago, you may still be on that board. And on there, I do have different color combinations. And when I started making this, I was using Annie Sloan's. So I was using was it goldenrod and primer red, but it's essentially the same, right? I found myself moving more towards these sizes because it makes more sense for those of us who craft instead of, buying the full can, especially if you're not painting furniture specifically.
Yeah. Even that size, it's like how you could do a lot of leather things with that size.
Yeah. This is so the one book we did in New York, but I've done the tray and I've done the magazine holder, and so this is the third I've done with the set here that I have. And you can buy the kit, the leather look kit on Pintart, and I'm going to show you guys what comes with it. Oh man, what happened? What had happened? I have too many photos here on my thing. This is everything that you get because it comes with the varnish too, right?
Yep.
So this is all the things that you get with the kit when you buy it. So you get all 4 pieces, and so you can create multiple finishes just like you guys see me doing here. I think that the paper may be the reason why I want to do the black too. I think my paper inspired me a little bit. I keep looking at my pictures every time I scroll down to the QR code. Okay, so I'm going to dry this. And babe, I know we're getting close to time, but let me at least get the leather look finish done. And then that way next week when we come back, we're just bringing in the black and our medallion with the decoupage. So I'm going to dry this super quick, like maybe quick, because my dryer is back on the floor.
Jenny Marmion said, ordered your leather look glass, but guess what? It's still in the cute clear container you packed it in. I've got it on my desk now.
Yeah, those bags were so cute. I told Megan, like, I used to do a lot of kits. I was upstairs, so in my warehouse we have like a loft area, and I was up there yesterday, and I had bought these 2 shelves with all these bins for all the little pieces that go into those kits. So Megan's been talking to me about making kits, and just the thought of doing them makes me just throw up my mouth a little bit because they're a lot of work.
There's no more pouring little paints.
I know, it was the pouring of all the samples because
Yes.
and me, my kit would be kind of complicated, so there'd be like 3 colors and some, water-based varnish, and there might be some salt wash and another little container. It's just, just doing too much.
I do know.
But
I used to be the one making them. That's how we started at Ellen Goods too, and I was the one in the basement making all those little kits.
she had to add in the basement.
In the basement.
Okay. I'm excited already. I will say though, I don't like if I were to do this over again, I don't know that I would put the tissue over. I'm torn because some of them I can see that I was able to maintain the a lot of the detail, but like this one, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm having mixed emotions in this moment, but we'll see what happens. I
Tell me
have two.
why. What don't you love about the tissue?
Well, because it's obscuring some of the details from the the appliques. Know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I don't know. I probably will ultimately end up liking the texture, but I kind of wanted to preserve some of the beauty of the appliques too. So we'll see. Because again, I'm not making something that I want to look brand new. I want it to look um, distressed. So you guys know I'm going in with the chalky, and this is burgundy, right? I think is the name of this one. And
Yep.
then I also have the Lazure gel and palisander. I don't
Yep.
know. And so these are the two colors, and this is a glaze, and that one's a chalky paint. So this one's a chalk cell, and then this one is a glaze. And I'm going to be doing more of the camel colored underneath because again, this stuff is going to drive me crazy. I keep putting stuff on my keyboard and taking it off every time. I just want to show you guys my inspiration so you guys can see where we're going, okay? So for like the texture, I was really looking at these kinds where you have the embossed leather, right? You can see that really pretty texture. But for the color, ultimately, I want to get to this. So you guys can see how even though we have black over the top, you still have that really rich leather that's showing through. And so those are my inspirations for what I'm attempting to do. So even though we're going to be putting black on this, I still want this to be like a really pretty rich leather look, if that makes sense. And when I'm thinking about something being distressed, I always write little stories in my mind, right, about how this is being used. So like it's a book. So if it was a book along the edges, you would find it would have been touched more. And the oil from my hands is actually what makes leather look darker over time. So I'm probably going to concentrate in the corners and on the side right here by the latch. I'm going to go straight in with my burgundy. And then as I go in, I'm going to start mixing the burgundy and the gold together. And I'm going to use a sea sponge to be able to create some really organic marks on here. And once I start focusing, I don't know how much talking I'll be doing. So I apologize ahead of time. And this is just to move the paint around because I put a little bit too much right there.
Petrino says maybe the tissue before the appliques.
You know what? That would have been smart. You're right. That would have been good because then we could have the texture of the tissue and the cleanness of the appliques over the top. See, I can make the mistakes and then that way you guys don't have to. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to put down a layer of my burgundy using my sea sponge, which I'm going to wet it first. The sea sponge has all these little lovely cells in it that enable me to produce like really organic shapes. You guys know how whenever you set out to like, I don't know, like if I wanted to put dots on here and I wanted them to be like, you know, not symmetrical, like our brains just really want to fix it. And so it's hard to do it on our own. So something like this makes it really easy. If you guys are going to buy sea sponges, don't buy them in the art section because they charge you a grip. Go to the bath and body section. You'll get a much better deal and you'll probably get a bigger sponge. The one time when the pink tax works in our favor. And so I'm going to put this first layer down, and then on my little palette that I have here, I'm going to mix together some of the gold and some of the red. Well, I'm going to put two like little piles, right, of the gold and the red. And then I'm just going to mix them willy-nilly um, as I put my paint down. And this is really something that's just, what's the word I'm looking for a bit? Like I'm not thinking about it.
Subconscious?
No. You know, I forget a lot of words, more and more lately. What is really going on? I really should clean my sponges so they don't get hard. And when I get my sea sponges, I like to tear them open so I can gain access to all those little yummy bits on the inside. Intuitively, that's the word I was looking for. So I'm really working intuitively. So I'm mixing it together on my sponge. So I'm going to have some areas that are darker, some that are lighter. Um, Oddly enough, when you mix the burgundy and the gold together, you get like a pinky color. And I'm gonna wait. I mean, I don't know why I'm even painting that middle because that's gonna be covered up. But I don't want to have to fight it either, though, right? So I'll just go ahead and paint the whole thing, and then I won't have to worry about anything when I'm ready to line up my mold. And you'll see me going back and forth, darkening, lightening, darkening, lightening. And I think that that's where the magic happens, where you start creating depth, because these colors are all, they're not super opaque. So you can see through this top layer of yellow to see the dark underneath. And so when you're going back and forth, you're actually creating depth between the colors, and I think it's going to make it prettier. A lot of times we get frustrated because we're trying to create a finish, and we want to just be able to go at it like straightforward and make it happen. But a lot of times it's the back and forth and the layers underneath that really give it the magic that makes it feel special. And so if you're going back and forth, don't feel like you're wasting product or you're wasting time. It really is just part of the process, and it's the part of the process that makes the magic.
Lisa Mansell, how long has Pentart been around?
Megan.
So, as a proper company, they've been around for 30 years. But the father who runs the laboratory, he's been making products for long before that. But Hungary didn't have independence where you were not allowed to own your own like license to a product before 30 years ago. That's when he was able to sell his first glue, and with that sale he was able to own his own company, and that's been about 30 years.
Now they've been distributing in America for how long?
Teresa brought it to the US, and so it's been here about, I think Pentart's been here only about 5 years, because Decoupage Queen is about
I was
6
thinking
years,
about 5 years.
yeah, so maybe 5 years. Yeah.
And see, that's too dark. Although I'm going in between my like I don't mind having some yellow, but I don't want it to be, I don't know. You just have to decide what you want as you go, I guess. And like I want a little bit more gold in there because I know I'm going to be putting the black over the top, and I want to make sure that I have enough of the light shining through. To me, that's what the gold feels like light shining through, um, so that there's a lot of contrast with the black. And usually I depend on the middle, right? Because you guys know I love a good like vignette or a halo. So because I know I'm going to have that piece in the middle, I'm trying to be very conscientious to make sure that I have enough light coming from around other parts of the project too. And it's funny, whenever I'm live, the monitor is really helpful to help me see things objectively. Because when I look at it myself, I don't see it the way that it looks on the monitor. And if I go in with the black and I decide that I need more, down here on the bottom, I can just go right over the black, right? Because nothing's going to show up over that.
627.
Okay, I'm actually going to be right on time, babe.
Lisa says, will you be painting a white over this for your paper?
So the paper is actually going to go in the medallion. It's going to go inside this frame. So I'll just be able to decoupage that right on there. So next week, we'll figure out what color we want our frame to be. We'll paint the frame. We'll decoupage with something spooky. And then we'll go over our leather look with the black. I think that's what we'll have time to do next week. I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to go over with the glaze. And I feel like when the glaze goes on, that's when the magic happens. And I love the idea that somebody had with putting the tissue paper on first and then putting the medallions on. It's true, Melissa, right? We have layers. Who's that? Is that Shrek that talks about being an onion with layers? But yes. Okay. So being fully transparent about how I'm feeling about the results, I do wish we had put the tissue paper down first and then put the medallion so that I could keep all that really yummy texture. I don't hate it, but I think I would love it more. And for like this medallion, I really didn't lose a lot here, but these, because they were so intricate, I lost more than I'd like to. And same thing with this one. But we're going to dry this, and then we're going to go over with the glaze. And I often get a question like, what's the difference between a glaze and a paint? Generally speaking, a glaze is going to be a lot more transparent than a paint. And it's also going to stay open longer, because the purpose of the glaze is for you to be able to wipe it off when you're putting it down. And so it's going to stay open longer so that you can do that. And these are general, right? It may change a little bit from brand to brand. But generally, the glaze is meant to be used on top of something else. And so to have the color come through, it needs to maintain the transparency. And you guys know how I feel about playing with transparency. It's not just with paper, it's with a lot of things. And it's because laying down those transparent layers just enables you to keep the things that you've done underneath while still applying more.
Lee says, what paper are you going to use?
I think I'm going to use a dark academia flea. I'll show you guys the paper in just a second. Let me... You waited till I put it on the floor, didn't you? Then you asked me. So this is an old Halloween design from Roycycled. It's Dark Academia. I believe this one was Dark Academia is the name of it. And even though it's an older design, I believe a lot of retailers still have this one. This is one of my favorites. It's a master board, so you have a ton of different elements. I'm torn between using this one on the top, the skull and the cloche, or using the weird eyeball. I think I'm gonna go with the eyeball. We'll see what happens. Look, it even has its own crackle on there already. So this is the paper I'll be using. I really do love this paper. Look at that. We could use this inside the box. And I don't know why. The last two Halloweens I haven't done a paper, but I've already started one for next year though. So we will definitely have a Halloween design for next year. So I'm going to go all over this with the glaze. I'm actually... So, if... Even though the glaze is transparent, it still has pigments in it. It's pigmented pretty heavily. So if I go right over this, the red is a chalky paint, so it's going to absorb that glaze right away and get really dark. Sometimes I use that to my benefit. When I was making this finish, I did not seal it first because I wanted the paint to absorb the brown of the glaze because I was trying to create more of a dark brown leather finish. But when we did this one, I actually sealed it first because I wanted to maintain more of that gold. And so today, because I do want to make sure that we have a lot of this gold showing through the black, I'm going to seal this first and then we're going to glaze it. And I know that's going to push us a little bit late, baby, but if you let me get here, that'll be a nice stopping point for next week, okay? And then we can let this rest all week so I don't have to worry about anything reactivating when we go over it with the black. So I am just going to seal this. And I know I'm going to be putting something here in the middle, but I don't know exactly where the lines are, so I'm just going to go ahead and treat everything. That way I don't have to worry about it. And so I don't want my paint to readily absorb the pigments from the glaze. And so I am sealing this off first and drying it so that it'll be easier for me to wipe any excess glaze off of the top of this. And I know it still looks a little crazy, but I'm telling you, you put the glaze on and it's like, ah, that's what it feels like. And the reason why I worked to create this, I love my Roycycled membership. We meet once a week and we do like these in-depth experiments. And so a lot of the ladies in my membership, they know exactly what I'm doing because they actually helped me to create this process. Because I had a process already using wax or waxes, but when I started working on the harder projects like this one, like harder surfaces, I felt like the waxes were limiting what else I could add to the mixed media project. Because you guys know we love to put a transfer, right? Or something over the top of our project. So by using glazes, as opposed to waxes, what it does is it leaves the opportunity for us to be able to add other products on here because the glazes are water-based, right? They're not like oil-based like the wax. And this layer that I'm putting on here, you guys, I'm going to start using this term a lot because a lot of the times I get questions about what I can use over what, right? Like, how can I layer my product so that I'm successful? And like 85% of the time, you can create an isolation layer and that will solve the problem for you. So like even like if you do metal toolboxes, for instance, and you want to use the Rust-Oleum spray paint because you know that it's going to stop it from rusting and it's going to seal your metal so that it lasts. But you also know that that stuff is in a can and that there has to be a solvent in that can in order for it to stay liquid, which means it can impact your transfers. But what you can do is go ahead and spray it with the Rust-Oleum after you clean it really well, and then you can create an isolation layer with like 2 layers of a water-based sealer. Let that dry and then you can use a transfer because that layer of water-based is what's going to keep the transfers from coming in direct contact with the solvent, right? I would let my spray paint like breathe for a few days because there will be some off-gassing, right, of those solvents. And then after that, go over it with a couple of layers of a water-based finish, and you don't have to worry about your stencils peeling off. And just because they stick down when you're using them doesn't mean they're going to stay that way. I have a really good friend, and I had to help her with a project, a dresser project, because they use Rust-Oleum to seal it, and they use transfers, and it was beautiful until it wasn't. The transfer started popping off later. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna dry this super quick, and then we're going to go in with our glazes and see the magic. Are there any questions, babe? Or am I just yapping too much?
Most pageant is the rule wax at the end, nothing on top of wax true.
It is sort of. The older I get, the more I realize that the rules. So wax is another thing. Wax does cure over time. So honestly, I have projects like that I've waxed and then I don't know, later I've gone over them with paint and I haven't had problems. But I think it's because all of the solvent has off gas and it's sealed and become a hard surface, so I can go over it. When we went to the IOD conference a few years ago, Annie Sloan herself was there, and we did a project where we painted right over the wax. So I don't think it's as cut and dry, but this is how I approach things. People will ask, do I always have to prime? It's like, no, you don't always have to prime, right? You won't always have a problem with bleed through. But do you want to go through all of the steps to only have bleed through later, right? Do you want to go through the steps of creating something beautiful only to have an issue because you tried to go over the wax? So as a general rule, yes, but there are exceptions. That was a really long answer to a simple question, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Well, when you think about fine line crackle too, like we use the antique paste, which is a wax, in the cracks, and you do wipe it back, but then you do seal it with a varnish afterwards. So that's an exception.
Well, it has to be a solvent-based varnish though, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So solvent over solvent is fine. I think the issue
Yeah.
with the wax is that most of the things that we use are water-based,
Yeah.
and you're putting it on top of the wax. But that's a good point though. That's why it needs to be solvent-based. I learned that the hard way, by the way.
Yes. Many of us did.
Actually, so I had done a project, and I used regular wax. I used Annie Sloan's dark wax, right? And it was beautiful. And then Kathy Cook from the Vintage James was like, if you use water on that, it's not going to protect it. So you know me, I had to see. So I went in there and I misted it with the water, and sure enough, those cracks just cracked and it kind of popped up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, dang it, she was right. Anyways, so that's how I learned. But all I did was sand it down and then use the proper solvent-based sealer, and it was fine.
Oh,
I did
good.
yeah. But I had to learn because, you know, I'm hard-headed. My grandmother would say, oh, she's from that show me state, huh? Yes, yes, I am. You want to say hi, Papa? Oh, they can't really see us, though, huh? Because I'm in a little bitty circle.
Sit in the chair.
And I did remember my sponges today. I want to show you guys something. So you guys know how we'll wipe back, right? Like I'm going to put down this glaze, and I'm not going to be able to go over the whole box because it'll dry before I get a chance to wipe it back. But I'm just going to go over this area, and I'm going to take this microfiber towel. Oh, look at, this is one of my peels off of my mat. You guys know I'm saving that for a collage, right? So anyways, I digress. And I'm going to wipe some of that back. And you can see it stays in the recesses, but that it still gives you that like a different tone. And how much you leave on is really a personal preference. And if I want to wipe it back like a lot, like if you're ever using a glaze and you really want to wipe back, these magic sponges will wipe all the way back. Like I love to use these so much when I'm glazing, because you can wipe like all the way back to the beginning and then still have the glaze be in the recesses. See what I mean? So I'm going to finish glazing this. I think I'm going to go over with a little bit of water first because I want it to move around a little bit more. And I love a misting spray bottle, y'all. You really do want to have one because it makes a difference when you're misting water versus when you're like spraying a ton of water.
Yeah.
But you guys see how the glaze just warmed that up?
All of a
Okay.
sudden it's leather.
Yeah.
Jenny Marmion asked, does Pentart carry any mirror effect products?
Yes, we have mirror mist for plastic and mirror mist for glass. And um, anytime when Royce is on and I put a link for her, that's a special link just for her. So it may be for a collection that she's using right now of these items. But once you click that link, any other shopping that you do while you're there, she gets credit for that. So that helps her out and helps her keep doing what she's doing. So even if you click out of her collection and you're still on the site and you're looking for mirror mist, that helps her out too.
Thank you.
Melissa Paget says, an amazing product I would pay for would be a table of all the things and how to use them.
Oh,
You mean all the things in the world or just Pentart things?
we
Because
can
we do have
probably.
a Pentart playbook.
Oh,
Well, you do don't you do something in your newsletter, sweetie, where you do like a workbook thing?
yeah. I make like resources. I have not been very good this year, but yes, I have several resources, but I don't have that one. Like I have a resource like can I decoupage that, right? Which
Yeah,
talks
that's a good
about
one.
that. How to decoupage different surfaces. And then if you've ever taken one of my classes, you do get a glossary in the back of your workbook where I cover a lot of information, but it's usually for things specific to that course. Like in the workbook that I just did for the color mixing course, there was a full glossary in the back of that, but it all had to do with mixing color, right?
So what I'm thinking is I want to give work to you and Megan that I don't have to do, and make that a list of Penart project products and what they do as one of the things you get in your newsletter.
Well, she said they have a playbook, right?
Oh, there you go.
It's specifically for pin art products. I do have a general glossary. So, like, if you're new to the niche, sometimes you're watching videos and people are using words and talking about products and you have no idea what they're talking about, right? And you don't want to ask, oh, thank you, Papa. You don't want to ask questions because you feel like you should know, although, like, why would you know?
Right.
Never ever feel bad about asking questions here. There's no such thing as a dumb question because you don't know what you don't know, and you're not going to know unless you ask the question. So please feel free to ask questions here. But I know it can be intimidating, right? So I do have a glossary, and that's something that everyone gets when they become an insider, um, a Roycycled insider. You do get that glossary of terms. I need to update it because I've learned a lot since. Look, I've learned a lot since I made that glossary.
That's such a great idea. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think just I don't remember when we were talking the other day. You said some word and you said, like this word, everybody knows that. And I was like, I don't know what that is. Spell it.
Sorry.
And I was like, no, I still don't know it. What was it? Do you
I
remember?
don't. I don't remember.
Fodder.
I'm sorry.
It was fodder.
Oh, fodder. Yeah, we're talking about
Yes.
collage fodder. See, that's not in my
Yes.
collage. I mean, that's not in my glossary. I need to put that in there.
I'm
Yeah,
never,
collage
never
fodder,
afraid to
like
ask.
when you make collage, there's so many different things that you can do. You might be using pieces of fabric. You might be using tissue paper that you've like put on your gel plate to color. You might be using ephemera. I mean, there's so many different things that you can use, and fodder is just like an umbrella term, like for all the stuff that you would use in a collage.
But it was just the way you said it, like,
Yeah.
like this word, of course, everyone knows that one. And I was like raising my hand, like, I don't
No,
know it.
I'm sorry. I need to
No,
put
that's
that in my
good.
glossary, don't I?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to ask.
Jenny Marmion asked, when does school start down there? Is Damar excited? He's been in for
Oh, a week.
2 weeks.
A week? Didn't
Oh,
start?
more than that.
Oh, yeah, it's 2 weeks because they started the week I came back from New York.
Yep, 2 weeks. And she says this look reminds her of Jumanji.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
Like an old book that is gonna have deep, dark secrets in there that nobody's supposed to know. So I'm gonna go around and we'll do this, like go around and add. I guess I won't do this yet because we're gonna be going over the top with the black. I think when we go, could you guys imagine like this like coming up with black over the top. It's going to be fabulous. I cannot
Oh
wait to
yeah.
I cannot wait. But I think this is a good stopping point for us, though, because we did get to the leather look. So I know that the gold looked kind of crazy, but you guys see what I mean about how it breathes life into the finish so that the brown doesn't just fall flat. It still has a lot of energy in it. And so I love, love, love this finish, obviously. It goes perfectly with my industrial um, style. That's not the word I was looking for, but I'll take that. But this could just as easily go like Western, right? Farmhouse, country. I feel like leather is like universal. It's going to be in a lot of different spaces. And so if you can create your own leather look, then you don't have to find that perfect vintage leather thing. You can just make it yourself. And
Yes.
so that is all I have for today. Unless you guys had any more questions. Um, You want to hug this? It looks so yummy. I can't wait till we get the whole book done. It's gonna be nice and spooky. This does not say spooky yet, but I think by the time we're done, I'm thinking we'll do just the tissue paper around here, and then on the other side we'll do a leather look with the embossed wallpaper. You know what, baby? Can you see that wallpaper right there? There's some rolls sticking out of that can right there. Do you see them? In Damar's room right there? I think they are in there. Okay. I'll show them to you guys real quick. But let me, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to warn you. Huh, sorry. I'm going to put you
Oh,
on the screen, Megan.
hi.
I'm sorry. Um, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's project. I have way too much fun when I make these. So when I say embossed wallpaper, this is what I'm talking about. These are the rolls I used to sell on Whatnot, but I still have a bunch of them. But you guys see how they're textured, right? And so
Oh
we can
yeah.
adhere this to the book, and then we can paint right over that to create a leather look even on that. So these are different. This one is great, please. How do you guys feel about that? Um, but I found it at a thrift store. One of them I found at a thrift store, but I think I have 3 or 4 different patterns. I even have one that's like Art Deco-ish kind of,
Oh
um, but just really pretty. And then once we do the leather finish, it's going to look like tooled leather, right?
yes.
So
Those will be really cool.
thank you for joining, Flea. I appreciate you so much. Flea is so. Thank you, Flea. She keeps me in line, Megan. Like, you know, she'll be like,
I
"Is
like
the
her.
retreat sold out yet?" Nope, it's not
Yeah.
sold out yet.
She's so subtle.
Right? Did you talk about the membership? Nope, I didn't talk about the membership.
Yeah, but she says it so gentle. She does it perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, Thank you so much for your help, Megan. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I hope my links worked. I'll figure this out with you with StreamYard later.
I'm
On
sure
my phone.
I mean, everything was okay, right? I think. And then
Um,
I have the QR code for the Spooky Book Supplies. If you're on YouTube and you're watching on your TV, you can use this QR code. It'll take you there. You can use it, your phone to buy the supplies that I used tonight. And I think you have like everything that I used, right? So
I think so.
yeah, the kit's in there, but also the resin. And like next week, I want to play with the classic crackle. So I have that out too to maybe put over the decoupage paper next week. Um, and I think that's it.
I'm excited for you to play with that.
Yeah, because I love the fine line. I'm a little addicted to it. So I'm
Yes.
going to try. I think I used the classic only once so far. But see,
You're
that's
gonna
going
like
to
it.
fit perfectly in the middle of that. And you guys see, so earlier we were talking about how everything looked really heavy. But you guys can see that once all this is the same color, right, it doesn't look as like heavy. It doesn't look like too much because it's all the
Yes.
same. And then once we paint this, it'll be some kind of metallic with the paper in there. I think it'll all look beautiful, and this piece will end up being the star. So
Fabulous.
thank you guys so much. You guys have a blessed week. Remember, I will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I know if you're new here, yes, this is a laboratory. We come here, we do experiments, we ask ourselves what would happen if, and then we try out and we see. So, you guys remember where experimentation goes, creativity follows. So please, please, please make time to play and to experiment and to see what happens because that's where we grow. You guys have a blessed week and, well, a blessed night, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night.
Yes. Thank you.